this is a 2018 4Runner, new to me, and I just came from a 2017 Toyota Tacoma. The headlights were perfectly adequate. They had good coverage, everything looked fine in front of the vehicle, especially after I switched them out to LEDs, which I've done in this truck. The problem is, the 4Runner headlights, this one has an aftermarket headlight on that side with a terrible light pattern, and this headlight has been polished to get the yellow out of it and also has a terrible headlight pattern. I don't think it's aftermarket. It looks like it's got the right Toyota markings on the front of it, but either way, the headlights on this vehicle are awful. So what I'm doing today is switching them out for these from Alpharex. Let's get them in the sunlight. So you can see it's a dual projector, dual LED, and it actually has a sequential turn signal to it and daytime running light that is white when it's on. So I did try to avoid doing this because it involves a lot of disassembly up here to do this. So I did already switch out the stock fog lights for a set of diode dynamic SAE fog pattern. I think these are they're not the highest ones. They're, either way, they're the mid-level SS3 fog lights. They're fantastic. They're very bright. They have a good cutoff so that they're not blinding the people in front of me. Like, they're wonderful. It's not enough. So I went ahead and bought a set of these. So today what we're going to do is take out this tray, take off the grill and the bumper, and switch out the stock headlight assemblies for the Alpharex Luxx headlights. Alright, so the first bolts that you have to remove are inside of the fender here, and this is the front driver's side fender. They're all 10mm, and they're pretty easy to get to. Basically, you back all of these out and then push that fender liner inward if you're going to install fog lights by just moving the fender liner. Today we're actually taking the bumper off, so we're going to pull those out, then go across the bottom of the bumper and take out the 10mm nuts there, or 10mm bolts there that hold on the bumper, and do the same thing on the passenger side so that we can remove the bumper skin. On top we have a ton of these little plastic clips. Now there's two styles of these clips, and it looks like this has actually been done before on this vehicle because there's two missing already and I didn't take those out. The standard type, oh look, there's another one missing. This is the regular type, and basically you remove them by pushing the center cap inward, and then you can pry them up by hand. In this case, sometimes you might need to use a pry tool. This kind is the opposite, where you have to push that little button up instead of down, because down won't help you at all, and then you'll be able to pull it out. So these will be able to come out. Actually, this one's pretty loose already. So either way, we can take these retaining clips out, take out the ones across the front. There's 4, and then there's 2, 3, 4, 5 across there, 6, 7, 8, 9 on the top. So once we get all of those out, we can pull out this plastic tray. So when you get ready to take this out, be careful. It's better to pull up on the plastic retention clip and take them out one at a time than to loosen them and then try to pull up on this piece of plastic, because it will pop loose and fire these little guys all over the place. You'll lose them, and that makes life difficult if you didn't buy a kit like I did, just in case I lose some. And what I'm talking about is this guy I got off of Amazon, and has a variety of different sizes and 20 of each. It has the push button type, the pull up type. It has the kind that are one-time use. You know, you jam this down in there, and then when you rip it back out, it pulls all the tines off and they're done. But it also came with a set of pry tools, non-marring pry tools that won't damage if you have to use them on the interior. and a metal pry tool to use in applications like this on the exterior. It just helps with removing things. These aren't even the right clips for this. You see how easily they're coming out. This is the correct clip. This is just a fill-in that basically fills the same hole. So I'm probably going to replace these with ones from that little kit that I bought, just to have a little tighter fit. Should be it. And nice. All right. Now we have access. So, as a person who likes installation manuals, I'm not super happy that this headlight kit doesn't come with one. What they do, however, have is their own YouTube channel that has very detailed instructions on how to install the headlights. This is my I don't care if I break it laptop, and it's going to live right here on the engine cover while we're doing this, just to make sure I don't miss any steps, because I've only taken the bumper off the vehicle like one other time. One thing of note, down inside of here, there's even more clips, 4 of them right here, that connect the upper part of this piece to a metal support down inside. And there's a set of clips here and here that actually attach to the headlight as a structural part. So in addition to popping out these clips, taking out the bolts along the fender well and along the other side, we will also have to pull this trim piece back, and you can see, well, actually you can't see it because you're too far away. There is a bolt there that holds on the headlight as well. And this trim piece is just held in with clips, so you can pop that off and pop it right back on and not have any problems. This black piece here stays on the car. I didn't realize that, but I do now. When you go to remove the bumper skin, you have to pull the bumper off this little nubbin right here. You have to pull it out and around it, and that will cut loose the side. Also, be sure to unhook your fog lights ahead of time, because they're kind of hard to reach once you've already got an armload of bumper that you're trying to keep from falling off the car. Okay, got the bumper off. Hoorah. Right, so there's 4 attachment points. I sort of talked about that before, but there's one here, one down in this corner, one up here, and one up under this rubber trim piece. You need to pay attention to the type of bolt that you take out and where it came from, because they're not all the same. These 3 are coarse thread. They go in the top down, so the part of the light like up along this side is where these are. This one goes in the fender on the side. Okay, so these top ones, this one and the one under the trim here, have a piece that stick up that catch these tabs, which makes them a little easier to keep in place, but you do have to pop them up off of them to remove it. Wow, this one's actually cracked. I guess it's a good thing I'm removing these. I'm just going to use my pocket tool to help pry this one up real quick. Alright, that is free. And now we have to unplug all these lovely little connectors. The turn signal is just easier to take out altogether. The rest of these are pretty easy to get to, so you can just pop them right off. And that takes care of that. Now you can see in here I actually have a LED from PIA, PIAA. The controller fits in the stock housing pretty well. I think if these were stock headlights, they might be okay. No, this one is. Okay, so no, don't do that. Alright, so once you've removed all the wiring from this, you take it over, and I'm going to go ahead and get the other one loose. I forgot to record a step here. You actually have to pull this piece off the bottom of the headlight. There's 3 Phillips screws, and attach it to the new headlights in the same location. So this is the new headlight. As you can see, it has all the same mounting tabs that the stock one does. It's just a matter of putting it back in place. I'm going to peel back the plastic just a little bit. But the other thing we have to do is get everything wired up. And while most of these connectors are the same as stock, there's this one little extra connector that runs the daytime running light. So what we're going to do is I'm going to set this down and get the wire loom that they sent with this light kit and get it in place first. Get all the wires run like I want them, and then I'll take this back over and get all of the stock cabling reconnected and reattach this to the vehicle. I'm not going to lie, this looks like a nightmare. It looks like somebody destroyed the front of my truck, but everything is actually fine. Nothing is broken, no tabs are snapped off or anything. This is surprisingly easy to do. I did something similar with just the center grille of my Tacoma to put a light bar kit behind it, and I can fully understand why people get the partial bumper filler in the middle that has a winch mount and stuff, because there's lots of room in here. But this is the light wiring kit that Alpharex includes with the set. So I'm going to unwind this, hit up their website, go to the part of the video where they're putting in the wiring, and figure out how we need to run this. Yay, spaghetti. Okay, so this long one is for the daytime running light. This goes to the passenger side of the vehicle. This little red connector has a little water resistant housing, goes up over it. This will plug into the bottom of the other headlight, while this one goes to the driver's side. You can position all of this stuff beforehand, get everything lined up where you need it, and we'll be connecting this to the vehicle ground. I'm actually going to use the one in the fender right here, and this to the positive side of the battery. As you can see, it's got a fuse in it just in case anything ever goes wrong. It blows this, it doesn't blow up your stuff. And these lovely little wires are interesting. So this is a fuse tap. That's going to go in the fuse box right here to control the daytime running light for these headlights. This goes to the other side, and you'll see if you order this kit, one of the headlights has a matching connector for this. And basically the way that that works is, if you don't want the sequential turn signal to fire, you can plug this in and it'll launch the whole turn signal at once. If you want it to be sequential from the front of the check mark back, you leave these disconnected. So I'm going to go ahead and get these in place. Okay, well, we got the lights on, so I'm going to go ahead and connect the power leads for the lights. Alright, finishing touches. Just using new buttons for these. So this is ultimately what they look like. That's lock. That's unlock. So that's parking lights. Headlights. And high beams. Alright, so once it gets dark, I'll get some footage of this thing. Also going to have to go out, somewhere with a wall or something that I can aim my headlights against and aim my headlights. You want to have them pointed a little bit down at least, so you're not blinding everybody in front of you. But so far they look really good.